According to Samoa News, Congressman Eni Falumavaing of American Samoa has met with Starkist Company President and Chief Executive Sam Hui Lee on Monday, September 15, 2014, to discuss matters concerning the continuing operations of the tuna canneries in American Samoa. There lies two issues that could block any future operations of the tuna company in the island. First issue concerns matters of predicted competition from other fish canneries nearby and abroad. For instance, companies like Bumblebee is expected to operate in Apia of Western Samoa. The second issue concerns the increase of minimum wage and the 38th federal tax credit in American Samoa. This is a problem as other countries have lower minimum wages in which the fish canneries could operate in with less wage costs. An example of this low wage competition is the island of Thailand, where workers are only paid about 75 cents an hour. In efforts to encourage the support of continuous operations of the tuna canneries in American Samoa, Lieutenant Governor Lemanu Maunga spoke at a luncheon hosted by Trimarine International at Atu. At the luncheon, there were representatives of other Pacific islands and American Samoa government's guests of U.S. officials. Lieutenant Governor Maunga spoke about the importance of the canneries to the economy of American Samoa. He also asked for the United States support in addressing issues concerning the canneries. He mentions how the federal policies, example the 38th federal tax credit, negatively affects the island's economy in ways they are not aware of. Maunga also emphasized on American Samoa's intentions to open fishing resources to other Pacific islands in the hopes that policies governing would be directed towards the needs of the Pacific Islands. The tuna canneries are very important to American Samoa's economy. According to a report prepared by the Department of Commerce, American Samoa's economic future and the cannery industry, one of the potential economic problems in American Samoa could be the instability of cannery industry. Given so, this means that the canneries play a major role in the economy of American Samoa. This report was prepared in 2010, and it discussed the negative impacts of increasing wage and federal corporate tax incentives. Now, in 2014, the cannery industry has suffered from these exact factors as predicted. The government officials, working collaboratively with each other and Starkist Company, displays a positive outlook on the representatives themselves. It is always good to see elected members of the government working together to solve potential issues concerning their country's economy and survival in such a competitive world. In the Solomon Islands, traditional fishing was catching the tuna with bait using fish poles, which was called pole and line fishing. This was labor-intensive, but it was not a problem to the people. According to Adrian Wickham of Solomon Islands, traditional fishing was a good advantage because it attracted many of the youth, especially those without a formal education. Unfortunately, the more efficient methods using nets have taken over these traditional methods as it became more profitable and cost less. However, the disadvantage of such was a declining population of tuna in the Pacific region, even around the Solomon Islands. In 2011, the fishing operations conducted by other companies around the Solomon Islands fishing zone has used up all of the island's fishing days for the year. In response, the government ordered any fishing operations around its fishing region to stop. A contributing factor to the controlled and limited fishing operations in the Pacific region, rich in the tuna population, are the environmentalists who aim to conserve and preserve the population of the tunas for a balanced ecosystem. Like American Samoa, Solomon Islands depend on their fishing industries to maintain a stable economy. The Solomon Islands rely on timber and fish as primary exchange items for raw materials from developed countries. The islands' market are focused on these raw materials. As a result, they encounter problems such as dependence on developed countries, lack of capital and infrastructure, disputes with foreigners over land and sea ownership, and more. Comparatively, two of these three problems are very similar to that which American Samoa is facing. American Samoa is dependent on the United States and the foreign owners of Starkist in order to continue operations of the fishing canneries in the island. Expansion of the canneries in American Samoa are also difficult due to land ownership complexities. However, American Samoa hopes to open and share their fishing resources with other Pacific islands in order to meet their needs. According to an interview with Alexander Fuata, a graduate of Chaminade University, the government has improved conditions concerning the employment of youths with degrees. For years, the youth have faced a struggle to find a job in the government because of the destructive government system. The government positions were always offered in terms of favoritism and knowing who the individual was. The more certified applicants usually will not get the job, most of whom are ambition youth with fresh minds and innovative ideas. Fuata had mentioned how Governor Lolo and his administration initiated an apprenticeship program for all degree holders to be hired for government jobs. This program is a one-year contract. Before the contract expires, the employees of this program will be informed by their immediate supervisors whether they would like the employees to continue working for them. Fuata is currently employed under this program as a Director of Data Management for Teacher Quality Office under the Department of Education. Fuata believes that this program has increased the employment rates for degree holders. In the Solomon Islands, the dilemma lies in the Solomon government itself. The Malaysian youth has confronted the Solomon government to prioritize education as it is much needed for the future of the island. In addition, the government needs to pay more attention to the ongoing unemployment rate of youth in the islands, which is known as the bulge. In contrast to American Samoa, the Solomon Islands do not have enough financial support to purchase equipment and build infrastructures to provide better quality of education. Without the resources they need, they cannot implement an inclusive education policy they already have.